street evangelism turns supernatural when an angel is asked to reveal himself. This is crazy. I don't know if I fully believe it, but let's jump into this video. Okay. So Zach pulled the story up. It says a young man was touched by an angel. Okay, this is where the skeptic in me comes out. They got hashtag supernatural. This is hashtag Ruslan skeptic.
What if I told you angels were with you right now? Would you believe it? Watch. You ready? Watch out, Keegan. I don't want him to think anybody's doing anything. What if I told you I know by the Spirit? There's one on the left side of you. He stands at about 6'4". Can I show you? I ask you right now, can you do me a favor by the power and authority of Jesus Christ?
Okay, pause, bro. My first question is, why the angels?
What you mean?
Like, why not like just Jesus reveal yourself to him? Why ain't, you know, like why the angels? I'm not super hip on angels.
Yeah.
But are angels making like a comeback? Like since like demons are super popping, like now we got angels.
They gotta
coming
be
back. You know, it's like we got it's like the old becomes new with the whole Catholicism and angels.
So you think angels are cap a little bit?
No. I don't think angels are cap. I think angels are real. I'm just ignorant. I'm ignorant.
You think
on
if he asked Jesus to touch his shoulder that he would? You know what I'm saying? Maybe Jesus is like,
Jesus busy.
You know. I'm not in the touching business. I'm more in the life transformation business.
I'm in the regeneration business.
I'm not in the spook you for a YouTube short business.
Show him you're near him now. Touch his shoulder. What did you feel?
Someone touched my shoulder.
You being real? Yeah. What did it feel like?
Like someone taller. They put like pressure on you when they touch your shoulder.
Whoa!
You felt that?
Yeah.
Your mother's alive, right?
Yeah.
She prays?
Yeah.
Ask your mom, has she prayed for angels to be assigned to you, to protect you and watch over you? Angel.
Don't make me cry, bro, because bro, my mom's...
Your mom's what?
My mom actively prayed for me, like she's always there for me. Bro.
Wow.
Like, I know God's real. My mom's preached to me God's real. My grandma, my grandparents, so I'm trying to have fun, I'm trying to smoke, talk to women.
Sure.
God could have been having me doing that, but right now I'm here with a bunch of random Christian people from like Washington. He put this here.
That's spooky.
It's spooky. What do you think? Yes!
That's spooky.
I got you a little confused.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky. So, so first of all, this man says he felt something on his shoulder. I wonder if I'm just again, I'm putting on my skeptic hat.
Oh yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
I wonder if that's like the art of suggestion or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you tell someone, you know, hey, this is gonna happen.
The angel's 6'4". He's standing right next to you.
Right.
Angel touches his shoulder.
The power. What is it? What is it called? This is like
Power of suggestion.
Power of suggestion is. I wonder if there's anything to that. Like I wonder if there's anything to that. That's where my brain goes. Number one.
And then your body like feels pressure.
That's crazy.
Pressure though? That's crazy.
That's
maybe
crazy.
maybe a tingle. Like maybe like a ooh.
But he said
like,
a 6'4" angel.
Yeah.
That's like a NBA.
A little Isaiah Thomas.
That's a big angel. Yeah, I don't know how to sparse that. That's wow. Okay. Yeah. Then there's the whole like, has your mom been praying for you to have encounter, you know, for angels to protect you? Yeah, I don't.
Is it do angels protect people? Is that I remember looking into this recently.
I don't know how
where
it works.
Where did we pull this up?
I don't know how it works.
And it was kind of not clear.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't really like there wasn't like angels be protecting people like that.
Yeah.
There's like examples in the Old Testament of angels protecting, of like God sending down angels to protect, but not necessarily this guardian angel theology.
For he will give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hand they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Now, but that sounds like, I don't know the context of this, but because we're just kind of pulling it off the fly. That sounds like that could be about Jesus when he was tempted by Satan. Right? Remember he was tempted by Satan and then the angels ministered to him?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know if we go to Psalms to form theology like this.
Because Psalms is like poetry.
Yeah, it's very poetic. Very poetic. Okay, let's see if there's any other verses. So this is about Jesus. This is about Jesus. This is actually a verse that people use to prove that Jesus is Yahweh in the New Testament. Because a lot of people say Jesus isn't God, Jesus is a God, right? You get into some of the non-Trinitarian weird stuff. And so this is specifically about Jesus being Yahweh. So this is him quoting the Psalms. The Son exalted above the angels. For to which of the angels did he ever say, "You are my son, today I have begotten you"? And again, I will be to him a father, and he will be a son. But when he brings the firstborn into the world, he says, "Let all the angels of God worship him." And of the angels, he says, "Who makes his angels spirits?" And he's minister of flame of fire. But to the Son, he says, "Your throne, O God, is forever." Okay, so I know we're kind of off track, but this is on a surface level just saying Jesus is above the angels. On a deeper level, that right there, this is him referencing Psalms. Your throne, O God, is forever. So this is God talking to God. When you go to the Psalms version of this, in the original language, that's Yahweh talking to Yahweh. The Son is Yahweh.
Yeah.
Right? Your throne, O Yahweh, is forever. A scepter of righteousness is a scepter of your kingdom. You have loved righteousness and hated lawlessness. Therefore, Yahweh, your Yahweh, has anointed you with the oil of gladness more than your companions. Your Lord, Yahweh, in the beginning laid the foundation of the
Because
earth.
he's talking to the Son, and this is God. God says to the Son here.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of talking, and it would seem like in circles if there was no Trinity.
Yes, exactly. If Jesus isn't Yahweh, and they're not of the same essence, but two distinct figures. So anyway, let's keep reading. And the Lord your God in the beginning laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you remain, and they will grow old like a garment, like a cloak. You will fold them up, and they will be changed. But you are the same, and your years will not fail. But to each of the angels has he ever said, "Sit at my right." But to which of the angels has he ever said, "Sit at my right hand"? Till I make your enemies your footstool. I love that language of like the world is the footstool, the enemies are the footstool. I don't know why I'm so into that. And are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for those who inherit salvation?
So that brings us back
angels are ministering spirits who minister to those who have inherited salvation. I like it. I'm with it. Okay.
So you can make the theological argument that this would be the context in which an angel would make himself present.
Potentially.
Almost in an evangelism setting.
Yeah. Here's the takeaway outside of the angel thing, which is very spooky for me to say that. It just shows you if you got folks praying for you and you have parents praying for you and you've tasted, you can't run from God. You're not running from God. So God's using these random folks on the street to talk to this dude while he's trying to get high and chase women, and God is reaching this young man through, he said, random Christians from Washington. It just goes to show that, like, God, you're not going to get away from God, bro.
Yeah.
You're not going to get away from God. I was talking to a skeptic friend of mine. He says he was once a Christian. Now he's not a Christian, so he claims. And
So you think he's a secret Christian?
he's either a secret Christian or he'll later become a Christian.
Prodigal son vibes.
Or he was never a Christian. I think it's one of those three.
There you go.
I don't know enough. And I just said, what would it take for you to come back to Jesus? And the answer is always, I would need something supernatural to happen. For folks who have gone deep into the inverse of apologetics, right? Because you can't argue somebody into the kingdom.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to friends that are like no longer Christians, can't argue. If I could argue them, they could find somebody else to argue them out.
Yeah.
Right. So I said, what would you need? And he was like, I would need God to reveal himself to me the way Jesus revealed himself to Thomas. Like, I am Thomas. If he can reveal himself that way to Thomas, he could reveal himself that way to me. And I said, okay. Like, all right.
Yeah, we got decades. We can pray.
Right? And then he said something that was really interesting. He said, but even if he did, I would be questionable if my brain deteriorated down the road to the point where, and I was like, bro, have you ever thought that maybe something's going on with your brain now that caused you not to believe? Why you know what I mean? You've been believing this whole time. So anyway, but I do think there's a time and a place for God to supernaturally give people encounters. And some people need that, because if you can't explain it away as just like an anomaly, like some people just say, oh, a miracle is just an unlikely event, but you know that this is like beyond supernatural. You can't explain that.
Yeah.
There's no explaining that.
There's also a level of there is a level of confidence that comes after an experience like that.
For sure.
So you're like, oh, level of certainty almost.
Yep.
It's like, just not possible.
People always asking for a sign, but are never looking up to see it. That's a good take, Ryan.
I think people would be shocked by results after like 30 days of prayer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just pray, just consistent prayer.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, earnestly pray 30 days, be in the word. Like, you might, maybe that's not something supernatural, but you might be like, wow, I'm in a different space than I was 30 days ago.
Which is why we have our prayer journals, right? Like, I know you guys are like, oh man, Ruslan's always talking about the prayers. Yeah, I am. Because I'm hearing the testimonies of the people who are spending time every morning writing in these, documenting their prayers, And then within a very short time going, wow, I didn't realize how many prayers God answers until I just started paying attention to my prayers and praying to the things I'm praying for. And then you look back in hindsight, and with a very, very, very short time, you start seeing, oh man, God's actually way more active and way more engaged than we think he is. And sometimes it just takes us time to write down, reflect, and remember. And so that's why we have that blessgodprayer.shop. You get them. I mean, they're $26. Some of you guys spend more than that on coffee a week. Okay. Oof. So get yourself a Bless God prayer journal. If you literally don't have $26, I understand that times are hard. BlessGodPDF.shop. BlessGodPDF.shop. You can get it, the PDF completely for free. Print them out, write in them. But I really want you guys to do that. Like really try just writing out your prayers and seeing how God answers them, because sometimes they're in very, very specific, like borderline spooky ways. I just sometimes think we don't remember. We just be throwing these prayers up and be forgetting what we're praying about.
Yeah. And then there's a section for prayers for other people.
That's right.
Before the prayers for yourself.
That's right.
So if you've got someone like this dude in your life, you know what I'm saying? Pray for them. Sometimes you want to pray for another person, and you might get a supernatural experience through somebody else. Oh, I didn't even know I was praying for that. And they just text me that this is happening.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.